China's latest ICBM emerges as a bold signal of defiance against U.S. military dominance. A large military parade in Beijing on September 3, 2025, to commemorate the 80th anniversary of China's victory over Japan in World War II was not just an ordinary show of force. On this occasion, the Chinese armed forces displayed two types of intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs, namely the DF-5C and the DF-61. For the world, the appearance of the DF-61 attracted special attention because this was the first time the missile was shown to the public. If the DF-5C was already known as a missile with a very long range using liquid fuel and placed in silos, then the DF-61 brought a different concept, namely using solid fuel and being launchable from mobile launch vehicles. This is what makes the DF-61 referred to as a new symbol of China's readiness to strengthen its nuclear defense system. As already mentioned, the main difference between the DF-5C and the DF-61 lies in their launch method. The DF-5C is a liquid fuel ballistic missile placed inside underground silos. This system makes the missile highly protected. However, its weakness is its low mobility. Liquid-fueled missiles also require more time to be prepared before being launched because they must be fueled first. In contrast, the DF-61 uses solid fuel. With this technology, the missile can be stored in a launch-ready state at any time without the need for refueling. Moreover, the DF-61 is mounted on a 16-wheeled vehicle that can move to various locations, making it more difficult for enemies to detect and destroy. This mobility provides a major strategic advantage because the missile can quickly relocate to avoid preemptive strikes. In outward appearance, the DF-61 is very similar to the DF-41, a Chinese ICBM previously known as the most modern and advanced. Many analysts view the DF-61 as a successor to the DF-41, although official data is still very limited. From circulating estimates, the DF-61 has a range of about 12,000 kilometers, far enough to reach most of the United States from mainland China. This means the missile was designed not only as a regional defense weapon, but also as a global strategic tool to show that China has the ability to retaliate from anywhere. This is what makes its presence immediately taken seriously, especially by the United States and its allies. As we already know, the main advantage of the DF-61 compared to the DF-5C is its flexibility and reaction speed. Solid-fueled missiles can be launched within minutes, unlike liquid-fueled missiles that require longer procedures. In modern warfare, time is critical. If an adversary detects signs of an attack, they can quickly launch a counterstrike. This is where mobile missiles like the DF-61 become crucial weapons because they can relocate, be launched suddenly, and are harder to intercept. With a TL, Transporter Erector Launcher, vehicle based on a giant truck, the DF-61 can be hidden in forested areas, mountains, or even move across China's vast land routes. This is very different from the DF-5C, which remains in underground silos, making its launch sites already known to foreign powers. The appearance of the DF-61 in the recent parade was clearly no coincidence. China wanted to send a message to the world that it is becoming more mature in building its nuclear capability. This parade was indeed full of political symbolism, but at the same time, it also demonstrated China's seriousness in developing modern military strategy. Transparency by showcasing new weapons like this is part of the strategy to show adversaries that China's capabilities can no longer be underestimated. In a geopolitical context, the presence of the DF-61 is a signal to the United States that they have the ability to deter or even retaliate against nuclear strikes if a major conflict occurs. Looking further, the use of solid fuel in the DF-61 is not only a technical matter, but also a defense philosophy. Solid fuel missiles are safer, do not require hazardous refueling, and can be stored longer without the risk of chemical leakage. That is why almost all modern missiles launched from mobile vehicles use this system. Compare that to the DF-5C, which uses liquid fuel. Although it has a longer range of up to 20,000 kilometers, its flexibility is very limited. Thus, in nuclear strategy, the two have different roles. The DF-5C is suitable as an ultra-long-range deterrent weapon stored under silo protection, while the DF-61 is more about fast strikes and being difficult to track. Symbolically, the appearance of the DF-61 at the recent military parade also showed that China no longer relies solely on old weapons, but continues to update its arsenal to face global competition. This is in line with China's ambition to balance its power with the United States. If the United States has the Minuteman III missile and is preparing the GBSD, ground-based strategic deterrent, then China does not want to fall behind by introducing the DF-61 as a new generation. Going forward, this development will likely encourage further nuclear arms races, although each country always emphasizes that their main goal is to maintain balance and prevent war. In the regional context, the DF-61 also sends a message to countries around China. Beyond its very long range, the presence of this mobile missile also exerts psychological influence on Japan, South Korea, India, and even Australia. All of these countries are close allies or partners of the United States, so they will certainly pay attention to this new Chinese capability. Thus, by displaying the DF-61 in a public parade, China wanted to show that it is not only capable of defending itself, but also ready to face external geopolitical pressures. This transparency, on the one hand, creates concern, but on the other hand can also be considered a form of deterrence that actually prevents conflict because adversaries know the risks are too great. Looking back, the development of the DF-61 shows the evolutionary pattern of China's ballistic missile technology. From initially relying on liquid-fueled missiles, such as the DF-5C, then shifting to more practical solid-fuel missiles, such as the DF-31 and DF-41, and now emerging with the DF-61 as a new generation. Each generation brought improvements in range, launch speed, navigation systems, and warhead capacity. Thus, China's nuclear arsenal has become increasingly modern and unpredictable. Although complete official data is still lacking, the appearance of the DF-61 is enough to prove that China is serious about catching up with the United States and Russia, the two countries with the world's largest nuclear arsenals. With all these factors, it is clear that the DF-61 is not just another new missile, but a symbol of change in China's defense strategy. Technically, it brings efficiency, mobility, and flexibility. Politically, it strengthens China's position on the international stage as a nuclear power that must be taken into account. And psychologically, it is a tool to pressure adversaries to think 1,000 times before provoking. Thus, the military parade on September 3rd, 2025, was not merely a ceremonial event, but a strong message from China that it is ready to face global challenges with modern weapons that are difficult to ignore.